whether it be Palace, Bournemouth, Southampton, who else is down there?
Nottingham Forest, they're down
Yeah, well,
there.
the only teams who haven't changed managers, so haven't Leeds, the only teams that haven't changed their managers are Leicester, West Ham, and Forest. I think it's particularly interesting with Leicester and West Ham that I think that the owners have decided that there aren't really any good managers out there, and that kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier. That who do you want to come in? Well, I don't know because there aren't. There are not that many good managers out there. I don't understand or I don't know why. I don't know the reason for it, but they're just not. There isn't anyone where you think let's act now because we need to get this guy in. There's no one. So West Ham and Leicester have clearly looked at it and think, right, well, we've got experienced managers here, so I think we're probably safer to stick with the ones that we've got. Now, of course, the only time will tell, and hindsight will be the factor here at the end of the season. Where if Leicester and West Ham will stay up, then you can sit there and say, well, look, we've made the correct decisions. We stuck with two guys who've been there and done it and know what they're doing. And you look at the other clubs who made the changes, and whether it be Bournemouth again, you run through all these clubs, you go through all these clubs, and I've said this countless times. For me, they're all ending the season with worse managers than what they started with. Palace ended up with Hodgson when they had Patrick Vieira. Bournemouth, what do they have? Scott Parker and end up with Gary O'Neill. Leeds
Yeah.
with Jesse Marsh and end up with Javi Gracia. Southampton with Ralph Hasenhüttl, and I've got Ruben Selles. I find it, baffling, and I just feel these clubs have panicked. And Leicester and West Ham are doing their best not to panic, but we do know that if you do make a change, sometimes even with a caretaker, that just gives you that little bounce, doesn't it? For 2 wins. And that's all you need. And that's all you need to stay up. So I feel Leicester are being brave here in terms of not acting and sticking with Brendan. They've decided that clearly that's the safest thing to do. But of course, if we do go down, we then look almost foolish in the fact that we haven't acted when everybody else did. And, as you said, financially,